Hey guys, what's up? It's the Gamer Bros, and we're back. And today we are going to be trying a new method of recording audio. I have no clue if this is going to be good or bad. Today we're reviewing how hamburgers are made and how hot dogs are made, and maybe an extra. So let's start in with hamburgers. Let's turn this volume down, it's way too loud.
Hi, I'm Dennis Vigneri, President and CEO of Kenosha Beef and Birchwood Foods. My family's company makes many of the burgers that you typically eat in restaurants every day around the country. Come on along with me and we'll take a tour of the plant to see how ground beef and burgers are made.
Okay, just from this one image where I paused it, you can already tell that that doesn't look like the best quality beef. Like, you want raw meat, you don't want like all that fat. So let's just go back in.
Basic building blocks of burgers are beef trimmings, which are pieces that are trimmed of larger cuts of beef like tendons.
So we're basically eating tendons and fat. That is disgusting.
Tenderloins, roasts, and etc. Trimmings are often too small to be sold on their own, but are excellent for ground beef. We receive boxes of trimmings shipped from meat plants who do the harvesting, cutting, and sectioning of the carcasses into smaller cuts. The trimmings are tested before they come to our plant and won't be accepted if they don't test negative for pathogenic E. coli. The trimmings are physically inspected and then put into an initial coarse grinder. Much like you do at home, our beef is ground multiple times. After the initial grinding, the beef is...
Okay, good. So they do check to make sure that this beef is good quality. Because I would never want to eat, like, poison beef. They're hand-picked, not, like, machine-made, which is good. Like, you don't want your hamburgers being checked by machines. You want it hammed.
Is analyzed for its lean-to-fat ratio. When you buy 80% lean beef at the grocery store, it's because we've specifically mixed the leaner and fattier beef together to create a lean-to-fat ratio consumers enjoy. Then the beef is ground once again. At this point, you should recognize it as the ground beef you find in your grocery store. Since we're sending our ground...
Okay, I see that ground beef every day, so like that doesn't gross me out, because if it's mixed well, then yeah, you don't really notice it.
Beef to restaurants, we send it through a separate machine to form and shape the patties, as well as stack them together for shipping. One of the keys to producing safe and wholesome meat products is following strict sanitation. Our plant is cleaned for a full 8-hour shift each day. We then swab equipment to ensure that it's clean.
Okay, good. So they do wash their hands, and they do sterilize the areas before they make the food, which is always good news. So let's keep on going.
We also wear hygienic clothing like these frocks and hairnets in the plants. And in addition, our employees wash their hands continuously throughout the day.
In addition, that they wash their hands, that is disgusting. If they find it as an addition, that should be a necessary thing in food making.
Our plant is monitored by USDA inspectors each and every day we're open to ensure that our products are produced according to strict federal rules. Here at Kenosha Beef, we produce about 10 million pounds of beef per week. That's enough to feed approximately 40 million people per week. The burgers are packed and boxed, but aren't sent out of the plant until we test the products in our lab to ensure they meet our customer specifications. And that's how burgers are made. We do it on a much larger scale, but otherwise it's the same as what you might do at home.
Okay, that first video, like, you can tell that with this company, they actually make their hamburgers, like, not like good quality that you'd find in a prime rib, but they make it so it won't taste disgusting, and that it's actually kind of healthy is debatable. But how is hot dogs made? Okay, let's do this.
Hot dogs are an all-American fare, but most likely it was German sausage makers who first came up with the idea. In fact, there are reports of German immigrants selling them from push carts in New York's Bowery as...
Okay, guys, my grandma makes the best hot dogs ever. Well, actually, we call them sausage. But they are really good. They're deer meat and beef. Oh, so good.
As far back as the 1860s. A century and a half later, hot dogs are still the #1 treat on the street.
Are they or are they not? I say no. There are better things than hot dogs in the world.
Traditional hot dogs are made from a mix of pork, beef, and chicken. The cuts they start with are called trimmings, pieces of meat left over from cutting steaks or pork chops.
Oh, that looks even more disgusting than the hamburger one. That's just like pure fat of 3 different kinds of meat. Oh, that's disgusting. When my grandma makes it, she uses like the actual meat. No fat, no trimmings. Meat. Like, that's just gross.
The trimmings are ground the same way butchers chop up hamburger meat, by pushing the cuts through grated metal plates.
Okay, good. That's starting to look less disgusting.
Processed chicken trimmings are added to the ground meat, followed by food.
Oh, that image though. Let's go back.
Processed chicken.
Oh, that's disgusting. If you have a weak stomach like mine, log off now. Oh.
Trimmings are added to the ground meat, followed by food starch, salt, and other flavorings.
Ground.
These flavorings.
Did that just say ground? Wait. What the heck? Did that just say ground mustard?
As chicken trimmings are added to the ground meat, followed by food starch, salt, and other flavors.
Oh, that sounds ground mustard. So gross.
These flavorings vary depending on where the hot dogs are to be sold, because people in different regions have different tastes.
Is that the ground mustard? Because that looks disgusting, honestly. Like, oh.
Water is sprayed into the mix, and everything is blended together in a big vat.
Water is in hot dogs. And that just looks more disgusting where I paused it.
Corn syrup adds a dash of sweetness.
Corn syrup, really, in hot dogs. That's for candy canes. Candy canes, okay? Get it straight, like hot dogs makers. Oh, the beef looks so gross. It looks like brown and moldy.
The addition of even more water helps to disperse the ingredients and make the hot dogs juicier. Another machine then purees the meat batter into a fine.
Oh, that looks like poop. Oh, that's disgusting. That's what hot dogs...
Emulsion and vacuums out any air. Long rolls of cellulose tubing are loaded into the stuffing machine. It pumps the meat puree into these casings, twisting it every 5 1/4 inches, the length of one hot dog. It takes just 35 seconds to make a chain of hot dogs that would span a soccer field twice. Then, 3 of those.
Okay, right now the hot dogs look less disgusting and absolutely do not look like that barf.
Hot dog chains are linked together to make an even longer string, and they're loaded several at a time into another machine which drapes the hot dogs onto moving racks. The process is carefully timed so that a twist always lands on the bar. The racks shunt the hot dogs through a liquid smoke shower, then
They're put through... Okay, I'm just done. Like, you don't do that. That is disgusting. Like, I get if it's smoked, but not like this.
Into an oven with several cooking zones. The liquid smoke seeps through the casing and adds flavor to the dogs as they bake. Hot out of the oven, these franks are drenched in cold, salty water to chill them in
Salt water. Salt! Oh my. You know, to think about it, that's kind of disgusting to be eating salt water with meat. Like,
preparation for packaging. The hot dogs then file down to an unloading zone. Here, a machine pulls them off the bars onto a conveyor. Then, the hot dogs slide off the conveyor into metal containers. If you've been wondering about those black stripes on the casings, all is about to be revealed. The stripe is a marker attached to the casing. The absence of a black stripe means the hot dog is cooked and ready for packaging. Inside the peeler machine, a tiny knife slits each casing along the top. Then,
that image.
steamy air blows the casings right off the dogs. This machine peels 700 hot dogs a minute.
So now it's steaming hot dogs. Steaming, like.
An inspector makes sure the casing has been completely removed and that there are no defects in the dogs. Then, it's into a device that looks like a plastic bicycle chain. The sprockets position the hot dogs for packaging. This factory manufactures an incredible 300,000 hot dogs an hour. That's close to
That's a lot of hot dogs, honestly. Like, I can eat that in probably a year.
2.5 million per shift. They really do churn them out like sausages. Fire up the grill and a mouth-watering meal is just minutes away.
Whatever I clicked on, no. One sec. No, we don't need ads. Okay, you guys. These two videos are made by Meat News Network, and the other one is made by, I'll find it. But yeah, shout outs to them. They are awesome. Like, these guys do a lot of work. And King on Spider. These guys do a lot of work to get these videos out, showing us how things are made. So shout out to their channels. And honestly, go check out the originals. You can just find them by searching them up, because I'm not going to take credit for what they've done. But